Okay, right next, theorems on continuity. Okay, now suppose if you have two function fx and gx, if both are continuous at x equals to a, then their sum, difference, product and division are also continuous at that point. Okay, just simply now sum of two continuous function is continuous at x equals to a, difference is also continuous at x equals to a, product is also continuous and division is also continuous if denominator is not equals to 0 at x equals to a. Okay, see, so first theorem is if fx and gx, okay, any two function fx and gx both are continuous at x equal to a, then fx plus gx, fx minus gx, fx into gx, okay, are also, if fx and gx both are continuous at x equals to a, then fx plus gx, fx minus gx, fx into gx are always or also continuous at x equals to a. Okay, always continuous at x equal to a, and fx by gx is also continuous, but for this one we have one condition that denominator can't be equals to 0, because if denominator at a becomes 0, then total become infinity. Okay, that is not possible now for continuous at any point. So and fx by gx is also continuous at x equals to a if za is not equals to 0. Okay, if at x equals to a this denominator function is not equals to 0, then this is also continuous. Okay na? So simply what we have to remember, if you have any two function as continuous function, then sum of two continuous function is continuous. Okay, difference is also continuous, product is also continuous and division is also continuous at that point if denominator is not equals to 0. Okay, this is the case when we have both given functions as continuous. Now suppose if you have one continuous and other discontinuous. Okay, suppose fx is continuous function and gx is discontinuous function at a. Okay, if one is continuous, other is discontinuous, then sum and difference necessarily discontinuous. Okay, then sum and difference necessarily discontinuous, but you can't say anything about product or division. Okay na, product or division may be continuous. Suppose for example I am taking this one as x, suppose this is fx, now this is continuous at x equals to 0. Okay, and plus gx, suppose gx is greatest integer of x. Okay na, greatest integer of x. Now actually if you find limit does not exist for every point, every integer point. Okay, if limit does not exist, then also this one is discontinuous at every integral point, because it become continuous if LHL equals to RHL equals to FA, but in this one at every integer LHL is not equals to RHL. Okay, so if you take at x equals to 0, this is continuous. Okay, and this one is discontinuous, then you will get that total is also discontinuous. Okay, if one function is continuous, x is a line now. Okay, and this is a step function, discontinuous at every integer point. Okay, so sum of continuous and discontinuous is always discontinuous. Okay, check at x equals to 0, or you can take any integer point. If you find f0, then f0 is equals to 0, 0 plus 0 equals to 0. Now f0 minus, it means LHL. If you put 0 minus h, it means minus h, and greatest integer of minus h is minus 1. Answer is minus 1. Now if you put 0 plus 0 plus h is h, greatest integer of h is 0. Okay, now we are getting h, it means 0. Now see now, LHL is not equals to RHL. Okay, these three must be same na to become continuous function. It means this is not a continuous function. But suppose if I take x into greatest integer of x, fx into gx. Okay, now this one is continuous and this one is discontinuous at x equals to 0. But now if you find at x equals to 0 continuity, if this combined function this function, then you will get that this one is continuous. Okay, see, suppose this is hx, new function hx. Okay, now h0 is equals to, if you put x equals to 0, total becomes 0. If you put 0 plus h, it means h, greatest integer of h is 0. What we are getting? 0. Now if you put 0 minus h, okay na, LHL, this one is minus h and greatest integer of minus h is minus 1. What we are getting? H, and h is 0. Now we are getting f0 equals to RHL equals to LHL. Okay, so function is continuous at x equals to 0. Okay, may be continuous but not necessary that always continuous. Okay, it means we can't say anything about product and division. If one function, if both function are continuous, then some difference, product, division, always continuous. Okay, if one continuous and one discontinuous, then sum and difference is always discontinuous necessarily. Okay, but we can't say anything about product. It means product may be continuous. Okay, so I am writing second theorem. If fx continuous at x equals to a and gx is discontinuous at x equals to a, then fx plus gx or fx minus gx. Okay, fx plus gx, fx minus gx necessarily discontinuous at x equals to a. But product and division, I am writing only one, fx into gx. Okay, same thing for division also, but fx into gx may be continuous. Okay, but fx into gx may be continuous or discontinuous. Okay, it may be anything. It means we can't say about product and division. Okay, for example, let fx is equals to x cube and gx is equals to signum x. Okay, now at x equals to 0, this is always continuous polynomial na, graph is without break. Okay, this is the graph of x cube. Okay, so continuous, but signum x is discontinuous at x equals to 0, obviously, because at x equals to 0 value is 0, at 0 plus 1, at 0 minus 1. Okay, so LHL, RHL and F0 all three has different values, so discontinuous. So at x equals to 0, this is continuous, this is discontinuous, sum and difference is discontinuous. But if you find for product, then you will get that this is continuous at x equals to 0. Okay, here fx into gx is continuous at x equals to 0. Okay na? This is discontinuous at x equals to 0 and this is continuous, but product of continuous and discontinuous is continuous at x equals to 0. Okay, so it may be continuous but not necessarily. Okay, third point. Now it means in these 2 point what we are getting, if both are continuous then sum, difference, product and division, all these 4 are continuous. Okay, if one continuous, one discontinuous, then sum and difference necessarily continuous. For product and division we can't say anything. If suppose both are continuous, sorry, both are discontinuous, if both are discontinuous then you can't say anything about anyone out of these 4. Okay, if both are discontinuous then we can't say anything about sum, difference, product or division. Okay, these 4 may be continuous or may not be. Okay, fourth point, if fx and gx both, sorry, third, both are discontinuous at x equals to a, then sum or product, sum and product may continuous, may be continuous. Okay, it means you can't say anything about sum or product or difference or division. Okay na, sum, difference same thing, product, division same thing. Okay, if you want example for this one, fx is equals to greatest integer of x and gx is equals to fractional part of x. Okay, greatest integer and fractional part both are discontinuous at every integer point. Okay, because at every integer they have different value of LHL and RHL. If limit is not same, if limit does not exist, then obviously this one is discontinuous. Okay, so but if you find sum of these both, sum of these both, then you will get continuous. See, fx plus gx is equals to greatest integer of x plus fractional part of x, that is equals to x, and x is continuous. Greatest integer plus fractional part is always equals to x na. Okay, and x is continuous at every point. So see, both are discontinuous, then but sum may be continuous. Okay, so at the end what you have to remember, just 3 points. If both are continuous then sum, difference, product, division continuous. If one continuous and one discontinuous, then sum and difference necessarily discontinuous, but we can't say anything about product and division. They may be continuous or may be discontinuous. Okay, if both are discontinuous then you can't say anything about anyone. Okay, all 4 may be continuous or may be discontinuous. Okay, so these are the 3 points. Now remember one thing, that all the polynomial functions are always continuous. Polynomial function, trigonometric function, logarithmic function and exponential function, these functions are always continuous at every point of its domain. Okay, so write down. Can I have first one? Okay, write down. Okay, fourth one. Now see, actually now if you draw the graph of polynomial function, then graph of polynomial is always like this one. Okay now, this type of graph you will get in polynomial. Okay, now I can easily say that for any polynomial there is no break. Okay, so polynomial functions are always continuous. Okay, if you take trigonometric function, this is the graph of sine x. Okay, without break na, so continuous. Same graph of cos x. Okay, so continuous. Graph of tan x. Now see, this is pi by 2. Now actually at pi by 2 tan x is discontinuous. trigonometric function tan x, this is continuous, but at pi by 2 we have break na. Okay, so at pi by 2 this one is discontinuous, but also one thing that pi by 2 is not in domain of tan x. Domain of tan x is r minus 2n plus 1 into pi by 2. Okay na, we are excluding every odd multiple of pi by 2. Okay, so I am saying that all the trigonometric functions are continuous at their corresponding domain. Okay, tan is not continuous at pi by 2 because there is a break at pi by 2. Okay, but pi by 2 is not in domain. Okay, so trigonometric function is also continuous at every point of its respective domain. Graph of log x without break, so this is also continuous. Okay, graph of exponential function without break. Okay, so again continuous. So for these four type of function, directly remember that polynomial function, trigonometric function, exponential function and logarithmic function, these are always continuous at their corresponding domain. Okay, all polynomial function trigonometric function exponential function and क्या ही होगा, exponential function and logarithmic function are always continuous in their respective domain. Okay, all the polynomial function, trigonometric function, exponential function and logarithmic function are always continuous in their respective domain. Okay, done. Okay, now next is continuity in interval. Next topic is continuity in interval. Continuity in interval. Now actually simple. Suppose this is the graph, okay, and we are taking any interval a comma b, okay. Now if you are taking open interval a comma b, then a function is said to be continuous in open interval a comma b if function is continuous at each and every point of this interval. Okay, so this said to be continuous in this interval a comma b if function is continuous at this point, at this point, at this point, at this point, if function is continuous at these all point, and obviously this is continuous at these all point, there is no break na at these all point. Okay, so at this time this function is continuous in this open interval a comma b. Okay, so similarly if you want continuity in closed interval a comma b, then see, suppose at a and this one, if you are taking closed interval, then you can't see, you can't consider this point. Okay, if you are taking a comma b. Now this function is continuous at in this interval a comma b. Okay, you can see now there is no break. Now actually if you are taking this interval, then at a if a function is at a, we want only continuity from right side, it means RHL is equals to FA, and at b we want continuity only from left side. Okay, because you can't take any point outside b na. Okay, we can't consider RHL at b. Okay, no, from At A we want right side continuous, and at B we want left side continuous. It means FB is equals to LHL and FA is equals to RHL, and same, it must be continuous at every point between A and B. Okay. So simply I am writing first, Fx is said to be continuous in open interval a comma b if Fx is continuous at each and every point belongs to a comma b. Okay. A function fx is said to be continuous in open interval a comma b if fx is continuous at every point in this interval a comma b. Okay. It means all the point between a and b, this must be continuous. You can't check at a and b, okay na, because open interval na a and b both are not included, but it must be continuous at every point lies between a and b. Now second point, fx is said to be continuous in close interval a comma b if. Okay. Now for this one you have to check three conditions. First, if fx is continuous in open a comma b. Okay. It means function must be continuous in this interval. Now actually in this one a and b both are not included, so there is no need to check a and b, but in this one a and b are included now. Okay, but this interval is a to b, so you can't take LHL for a and RHL for b. Okay, because we are taking interval from a to b, so how can you take any value of x which is outside this interval? Okay, so fx, if fx is right continuous at a, okay, it means fa equals to RHL or RHL equals to fa. RHL can be written as limit x tending to a plus fx is equals to fa. X tending to a plus, it means a plus h. A plus h, it means RHL. So RHL must be equals to fa. You can't check for LHL. Okay na? And third, fx is, if fx is left continuous, fx is left continuous at b, at this point. Okay, it means limit x tending to b minus LHL is equals to fb. Okay, so for open interval check at each, and this function must be continuous at each and every point between a and b, and for closed interval it must be continuous in open interval, must be right continuous at a and left continuous at b. Okay, write down. Now next is continuity of a function should be checked at the following points. Okay, can I have last theory, then we will take questions. Now suppose if function is question is given in this form that find the all possible point of discontinuity for the given function. Suppose he is saying that fx is equals to x square plus 1 by x minus 3. Okay, and he is saying that find the all point of discontinuity for this function. Okay, now actually if you can't check for every point na, because here we have total infinite points, so you can't check at each and every point. Okay, and find that LHL is equals to RHL or not. or not equals to fa or not. Okay, so we can't consider. So we have to remember that how to find the all possible point of discontinuity. To check to find the all point of discontinuity, first we have to select all possible point of discontinuity and then check the continuity at these point. Okay, so now how to select possible point of discontinuity? If question is given now, then that find the all point of discontinuity, then first we have to select the point where we have to check the continuity. Okay, so write next as a note or as a star, continuity should be checked at following points. Continuity of a function should be checked at following points. Okay, first one. Suppose any function is given in this form, f(x) is equals to x square plus 1 when x is less than equals to 1 and x minus 2 when x is greater than 1. Okay, suppose a function is given in defined form, then always check the continuity at a point where definition changes. Okay, where definition of function changes. Definition, it means actually value of the function changes. Fx equals to this one when x is less than equals to 1 and fx equals to this one when x is greater than 1. Okay, so at 1 definition of function changes, now value of function changes. Before 1 this is the value of function and after 1 this is the value of function. Okay, so we have to check the continuity at all point where definition of function changes. Okay, it means like this one, before 1 we have this value and after 1 we have this value. Okay, at all the points where definition of function changes. Okay, second one. Now actually if suppose any function is given as greatest integer of fx. Okay, suppose function is given as greatest integer of fx. Now we know that greatest integer is discontinuous at every integer point. Greatest integer limit is not defined at integer point for greatest integer. Now if limit not defined, then also discontinuous. Okay, because then LHL is not equals to RHL, and for continuity LHL must be equals to RHL must be equals to FF. So we know that greatest integer of x and fractional part of x is discontinuous at every integer point. Okay, so in case of greatest integer of fx and fractional part of fx, continuity should be checked at all the points where fx become integer. Okay, should be checked, because always it is not necessary that fx become integer then this one is continuous. Okay, sorry, discontinuous, sometimes may be continuous, but should be checked. Okay, so second point is, in case of greatest integer of fx and fractional part of fx. Okay, in case of greatest integer of any function and fractional part of any function, continuity should be checked at all points where fx become integer. Okay, because greatest integer and fractional part both are discontinuous at every integer, so we have to check at all the point where this function become integer. Okay, for example, suppose if your greatest integer of x square plus 2. Okay, now where we have to check? At 0 you have to check, because at 0 this become integer. Okay, At 1 also this become integer, so you have to check. At 2 also become integer. At root 2, if you put x equals to root 2 square is 2, 2 plus 2 4 become integer. So at root 2 also you have to check. Okay, like this. If it is given that sin x, then where we have to check? You have to check at 0. At 0 sin is 0 integer. Okay. At pi by 2 you have to check, because at pi by 2 this become 1. So at pi by 2 you have to check. At pi also we have to check pi, 3 pi by 2, 2 pi, 5 pi by 2. At these point this become integer na. So you have to check the continuity at all the point where fx become integer in case of greatest integer of fx. Okay. Third one. And how to check continuity? Simple na. Find LHL, RHL and F0, FA. Okay. In case of signum fx, okay, if your signum function, now signum is discontinuous at 0, only at 0 na, because value of 0 plus signum 0 plus is 1, 0 minus minus 1, signum 0 0. Okay, so signum is mean sine function na. Okay, in case of signum fx, at the points where fx equals to 0. Okay, in case of signum function, continuity of the function should be checked at the points where fx become 0. Okay, fourth one. Now in case of composite function, in case of composite function f of gx, suppose if you have any composite function, now where we have to check the continuity of the function. Okay, so in this one take two type of point. First, at all the point where gx is discontinuity. Okay, because if gx is discontinuous, then it is possible that f of gx is also discontinuous. Okay, at all possible point of discontinuity of gx, at all possible point of discontinuity of gx where gx is discontinuous, at that point this function may be discontinuous. Okay, should be checked, not necessarily discontinuous but may be discontinuous. Okay, maximum time you will get. Second, and suppose here we have two function now, f of gx, this is with respect to gx. Okay, now we have to take the point with respect to f also now. Okay, now suppose f is discontinuous at c. Okay, f is discontinuous at c. Now you can't check discontinuity at c, no, because there is no directly fx now. If there is fx and fx is discontinuous at x equals to c, so you can't check directly discontinuity at x equals to c for this function. Okay, we have to check at that point when gx becomes c, because f is discontinuous at c, f is discontinued at c, it means when this becomes c. So this must be become c na. Okay, so at the point where gx become c. Okay, where c is the possible point of discontinuity of f. Okay, so we will take example based on this one, don't worry. At point where gx equals to c. Okay, where c is possible point of discontinuity where c is point of discontinuity possible, why, okay, possible point of discontinuity of fx. Okay, so write down and remember this one na, continuity should be checked at the following points. Actually, suppose a question is given in this form that find the all possible point of discontinuity or all point of discontinuity, then we have to use this one. In case of defined function, check all at all the point, at check continuity at all the point where definition of the function changes. Okay, definition, it means suppose before x equals to a another value and after x equals to a another value. Okay, in case of greatest integer of any function and fractional part of any function, check the continuity at points where fx become integer. In case of signum fx, check the discontinuity or continuity of function at points where fx become 0. Okay, and in case of composite function, first check at all the point which is possible point of discontinuity of gx. Okay, and then at the point where gx becomes c, where c is the possible point of discontinuity of f. Okay, write down. Now we will take questions. Okay, okay, see, write a question. Find the points of discontinuity of the following function. Okay, first one, fx equals to 1 by 2 sine x minus 1. Now see, for this one you want all the possible point of discontinuity. Fx equals to 1 by 2 sine x minus 1. Now actually we know one thing, that this is like function by function. I can assume na fx by gx. Okay, now this one is constant function, always continuous. 2 sine x minus 1, constant trigonometric function. Trigonometric function is also always continuous. Okay, no? Obviously at every point of its corresponding domain, and domain of sine is R. Okay, so continuous and continuous. Okay, continuous by continuous is also continuous function, but we have one condition, that denominator can't be equals to 0. Okay, because if denominator becomes 0, then at that point function is not defined. If function is not defined, then function is discontinuous at that point. Okay, because if this becomes 0, total become infinity. If for fx has value equals to infinity at any point, then automatically there will be break now, so discontinuous. Okay, so continuous by continuous, so because of both there is no point, but in denominator we have something that can't be equals to 0. If this becomes 0 at any point, then at that point function is discontinuous. Okay, so 2 sine x minus 1 equals to 0. I am finding all the point where denominator becomes 0. Okay, then what we are getting, sine x equals to 1 by 2. Okay, then x is equals to 1 by 2 can be written as sine pi by 6. Now this like sine x equals to sine alpha. Solution of this equation is x equals to n pi plus minus 1 power n into alpha. Alpha is pi by 6, where n belongs to z integer. Okay, so at these point denominator becomes 0. If denominator becomes 0, then value is not defined. fa must be exist. Remember na, for continuity LHL equals to RHL equals to fa must be finite, but at this time fa is infinite. Okay, so what do you want? Point of discontinuity. So these are the point of discontinuity. Okay, these all points are point of discontinuity. Here n becomes z, put 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, you will get all the point. There are infinite points. Okay, second one is fx is equals to 1 by x square minus 3 mod x and plus 2. Okay, now see, again this is modulus in terms of x, like polynomial in modulus. Okay, because also I can write this one as mod of x square. Now we know that 1 fx by gx, this is function by function form na. This one is continuous at every point. Okay, continuous at every point obviously, and this is polynomial in mod x. Okay, and if you draw the graph of this also like polynomial, and polynomial function are always continuous, and also you can draw the graph of this one, you can check. Okay, you will get at the place of x what we have mod x, then we have same graph for plus and same graph for minus x. Okay, but you will get continuous graph without break. Okay, so continuous by continuous is always continuous, continuous by continuous is always continuous. If both the functions are continuous, fx and gx, then fx by gx is also continuous, but you can't take those value of x where denominator becomes 0. If denominator becomes 0, then at that point function is not defined. If function is not defined, it means fn not exists, then function is discontinuous. Okay, so for discontinuity there is only one reason, that denominator minus 3 mod x plus 2 equals to 0. Okay, now I want all the value of x where denominator becomes 0, because if denominator becomes 0, then function is discontinuous at that point. Okay, how to solve? Now see, I have two options. Either take two cases when x is positive and x is negative. If x is positive, mod x can be written as x. If x is negative, mod x can be written as minus x. You will get quadratic equation in terms of x and solve. Otherwise, you can also write this one in terms of mod. Then okay, mod x square minus 3 mod x plus 2. Now this is the quadratic equation in terms of mod x. First, from this one you will get value of mod x, then you can find value of x. I can factorize easily. Mod x minus 1 into mod x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, if you put this one equals to 0, what we are getting? Mod x equals to 1. If you put this one equals to 0, mod x equals to 2. Then x equals to plus minus 1 plus minus 2. Okay, these are the points of discontinuity: plus 1 minus 1 plus 2 minus 2. Okay, write down. Next, third one is fx equals to x power 4. Can I have? Okay, thank you. Third one, fx is equals to 1 by x power 4 plus x square plus 1. Okay, again same thing, fx by gx form. Okay, where fx is one constant. Constant function is always continuous, and this is polynomial. Polynomial is also always continuous. So continuous by continuous. Okay, division of two continuous function is always continuous. Okay, we have only one condition, that denominator can't be equals to 0. Okay, so only find those value of x where denominator become 0. So x square plus x power 4 is there, x square plus 1 equals to 0. Okay, now this can be written as x square plus 1 by 2 whole square, or there is no need to write. Now see, it can't be equals to 0 because d is less than 0. There is no root of this equation. B square minus 4ac quadratic equation in terms of x square na, and not, then okay, I can make square x square plus 1 by 2 whole square. Okay, a square plus 2ab equals to x square plus b square 1 by 4. 1 by 4 is not there, minus 1 by 4 plus 1 equals to 0. X square plus 1 by 2 and plus 3 by 4. Okay, now obviously square is always non-negative, plus 3 by 4. Now it can't be equals to 0 for any value of x, because this will be 0 when this is equals to minus 3 by 4. Plus 3 by 4 is there now when this is equals to minus 3 by 4, but square can't be equals to minus 3 by 4. Okay, so no root. Therefore fx is continuous for all x belongs to R. Okay, function is continuous for every point. Fourth one, fx is equals to 1 by 1 minus e power x minus 1 by x minus 2. Okay, Now again see, this is like combined function or composite function. Okay, continuous. Here in denominator we have this one, and this is exponential polynomial. Okay, polynomial function continuous, exponential function continuous, constant function continuous. Okay, so firstly I am saying that this is the combination of composite function. Okay, now we have to take only conditions. What is the condition? First thing, denominator can't be equals to 0. It means this one can't be equals to 0. And also in e power we have polynomial by polynomial. This is also function by function now. So in this one also denominator can't be equals to 0. You can't put x equals to 2. If you put x equals to 2, then what you will get? 0. Anything by 0 is infinity. E power infinity. Infinity. Okay, 1 by 1 minus infinity, 1 by infinity. Not possible na. At infinity this function is not defined. Okay, so what we have to write? This continuous 8. First thing, in denominator we have x minus 2. Now this can't be equals to 0 at x equals to 2, and this is from this one, and also this is in denominator na, so this can't be equals to 0, and this will be equals to 0 when e power x minus 1 by x minus 2 equals to 1, when this equals to 1. This equals to 1 when x minus 1 by x minus 2 equals to 0. Okay, and this equals to 0 when x equals to 1. So this is discontinuous at x equals to 2 and x equals to 1. At x equals to 1 this becomes 0, and at x equals to 2 this denominator becomes 0. Okay, so this is discontinuous at this point. Write down. Fourth and fifth is there. Okay, fifth is also there. Fifth is f(x) is equals to greatest integer of x and minus greatest integer of x minus 1. Okay, now see. Now first I will simplify this one, because this is greatest integer na, and greatest integer is not continuous at every point. Okay, greatest integer is discontinuous at integer point, but actually if there is only one greatest integer, then I can find that at every integer point this one is discontinuous. But this like discontinuous minus discontinuous, because this is also discontinuous function na. Now sum or difference or product or division of two discontinuous function may be continuous or may not be. Directly we can't say anything. Okay, we have theorem na. So directly I can't say anything because both are discontinuous. If one continuous and other is discontinuous, then I can say that difference is always discontinuous. But at this time I can't say. Okay, then first simplify. Okay, now see. Greatest integer of x is greatest integer of x, because see, in greatest integer if you have 4, then this is equals to 5, then this is equals to 5, any integer, then this is equals to integer, and this is always integer na. Put any value of x, this is always integer. Suppose you are putting 4.5, then greatest integer of 4.5 is 4. Now greatest integer of 4 is 4, it means exact this one. Okay, remember greatest integer of x is greatest integer x, and greatest integer of x minus 1 can be written as greatest integer of x minus 1. You can write you can separate the integral value, okay, from greatest integer. Now if you solve greatest integer cancel out, what you will get? 1. Now see, 1 is the constant, okay na, and constant is always different continuous at every point. Okay, so see, discontinuous minus discontinuous, we are getting continuous function, so it may be continuous. Okay, therefore f(x) is continuous for all x belongs to R. So this function is continuous. Okay, right now. Okay, done. In next lecture we will take questions based on theorems and not or continuity of any function. Okay,